What's up, guys? It's Bryce from the Hall of Pretty Good here, and today I got a special treat for you. If you read the title, then you know exactly what's going on. That's right, today I'm going to tell you why Grady Sizemore, Cleveland Indians legend, was better than Benjamin Franklin. I know we hold these founding fathers up very high, and for good reason. They've done a lot of things for our country, but it's time to show you why Grady Sizemore, he's just a better person. So let's get into it. I got the slideshow right here. Why Grady Sizemore is better than Benjamin Franklin, an MLB Hall of Pretty Good presentation. Let's get into it. So, my first point, moral hypocrisy. So, Benjamin Franklin was the type of guy, he liked to portray himself as upstanding and honest. But in reality, Benjamin Franklin was a known womanizer. And that's not all, guys. He had a child out of wedlock in the 1730s. And so at the time, that's basically the equivalent of becoming a felon. So as you can see, especially for his time, Benjamin Franklin was not that great of a guy. Definitely not the hero he wanted to be seen as. So, you might want to dig a little deeper than your history books on old Benny Franklin here. So let's move on to Grady Sizemore. So Sizemore, he's got a fantastic reputation. You never hear anybody say a bad word about Grady Sizemore. He's admired and respected by everyone he comes across. Never heard a bad story about Grady Sizemore. I just don't think one exists. He only reads feminist literature and listens to SZA. I mean, that's just how great of a guy he is. He's all about for empowering women. Fantastic man. He is upstanding and honest. I mean, it doesn't get much better than Grady Sizemore, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, now we're going to move on to my second point. Benjamin Franklin is weird and Mr. Grady Sizemore is cool. So, evidently, back in the day, Benjamin Franklin wanted the turkey to be the national bird instead of the bald eagle. I don't know what old Benjamin Franklin was smoking. I don't know. But, that's just dumb. He would have ruined Thanksgiving. And plus, turkeys, they're just not as cool as bald eagles. Now, allegedly, as I put in the bottom corner, this has been debunked. It probably didn't happen, but for the story to have gone on for this long, all good jokes have a little bit of truth to them. So we're going to go ahead and say this was real for the sake of the video. But moving on to Grady Sizemore here, I think we can all say that Grady Sizemore is everything that's right about America. Obviously, he would prefer a strong bald eagle to a turkey. Look at him with the American flag. You see the eagle with the flames. He's rocking the shades. Grady Sizemore is America, in my opinion. Now, we're going to move on to point 3. And this is aging. Okay, so Benjamin Franklin, look at this dude. He aged horribly. He's a Boston -4 out of 10 and a London 2 out of 10. London with the teeth and stuff and the accent. I don't know. Okay, so he's a little bit better there. Where is your hair? Look at number 1. Look at that receding hairline there. And these frames, they do not fit your face there, Benny Frank. You got kind of a big face there. I think you need some bigger glasses. And let's take you to the mall. You need a new wardrobe. This looks terrible. Golly. No style, no class. He aged terribly. But let's take a look at Grady Sizemore here. Look how gracefully he's aging. A Cleveland 11 out of 10 and a Tampa 15 out of 10. You can't beat those numbers. Benjamin Franklin, he needs to be taking notes. So let's deeply analyze Grady Sizemore here. Point number 1, look at those eyes. You could really get lost into those eyes, ladies and gentlemen. Point number 2, he clearly does not need a hair transplant. He does not look to be balding like Benjamin Franklin was, so Grady's got to size up on him there as well. And number 3, we interviewed one woman, and she said he has, quote, sexy muscles. I never heard Benjamin Franklin described that way. I read a lot of textbooks in my day, never heard it once, so Grady Sizemore has a leg up on him yet again. Point 4, here are some secrets. So, evidently in the 1990s, in Benjamin Franklin's old home that he lived in the 1700s, they found bones from over a dozen skeletons in his home. Now, historians will claim that these bones, they were for an anatomy school, something to do with a protege he had at the time. And so that's most likely where these bodies came from. But, come on, that's just weird no matter what. If you've got bodies in your house, that many skeletons, I don't care what reason it's for, it's weird. Is he Benjamin Franklin or is he Dexter Morgan, people? That's just weird. There's got to be something up with that. Anatomy school, yeah, right. Benjamin Franklin, he was probably a Dexter Morgan. Okay, but we go to Grady Sizemore, though. Skeletons have never been found in his home. He's a cool guy. He doesn't do shady things. You would never catch this happening to my man Grady Sizemore. So no thank you to any skeletons in his home. It's not a thing. He's not weird like Benjamin Franklin. Point 5, we are now going to look at their fatherhood. So, Benjamin Franklin, he refused to talk to one of his kids. They never reconciled, despite his son reaching out. Benjamin Franklin, he died without making up with his son. Overall, a horrible dad. So the story goes, Benjamin Franklin's son, I believe his name was William. So they had disagreements because William, his son, was more loyal to Britain. And of course, Benjamin Franklin, he was a patriot, rooted for America. I'm not saying William was in the right or whatever, but the fact that he reached out and Benjamin Franklin still, didn't try and reconcile, that just seems, that's a little cold-hearted to me. I mean, the fact that you can't reconcile with your son, before you die, that's just bad. He's a negative war dad, just not good. But we look at Grady Sizemore now. There are no reports of Grady Sizemore being a bad father whatsoever. In my opinion, just by looking at him, I mean, he seems like an overall chill dad. I think I would compare him to the dad, Mr. Heffley in the Diary of a Wimpy Kid franchise, the first 3 movies. He might get a little bit mad if you put his, General Grant on the thermostat, but overall, he's just a really cool dad. So that's how I see Grady Sizemore, if I had to, say so myself and just assume how he was as a father. Point 6. Now we are going to get into some lying here. So, there's this misconception that Benjamin Franklin discovered electricity. It's not true. That's not what he did. But Benjamin Franklin, he's had hundreds of years now to come forward and say, I didn't do that. But no, he wants the fame and recognition of discovering electricity, even though he didn't. He easily could have squashed this misconception, but he's never tried to clear it up. He's let thousands of young minds everywhere believe this. It's just wrong. So Benjamin Franklin, you need to come forward right now and admit that you did not discover electricity. Moving on to Grady Sizemore, though, he has never claimed to have discovered something that he didn't. And Grady Sizemore, a very honest man. Look into those eyes, folks. I mean, the Rays jersey on him looks a little weird, but those eyes, they never lie. Grady Sizemore's eyes would never lie to you. Even Brock Holt, who doesn't love Grady Sizemore? What a nice man. I mean, he'd probably walk your grandma across the street. So, Grady Sizemore could have easily signed a Declaration of Independence, but Benjamin Franklin could have never hit 30 home runs in a season. That is why Grady Sizemore is a million times better than Benjamin Franklin. Well, guys, that is why Grady Sizemore is better than Benjamin Franklin. If you know of a player that's better than Benjamin Franklin as well, don't be afraid to comment below. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, like my videos, any support helps. Thank you guys so much. And remember, guys, Rick Porcello did in fact deserve the 2016 AL Cy Young. Not Zach Britton, not Justin Verlander, Rick Porcello. Bye, guys.